Okay. Hey everyone. I don't know who is feeling this out there right now, but I almost have like an eclipse hangover. For the past couple days, I've had this like feeling that I can't shake, whether it's like this feeling of like ennui or it's not ennui, 'cause it's like not really missing out. I just want to like be in bed and plug myself like into my bed. Like I don't want to like leave it. And today I finally felt a little bit normal. But I am just completely exhausted. And the past weekend, I did a ton. Like there's so much that I did over the weekend. I read, over 30 people in a couple hours at a local museum here. And then Sunday, I had a really nutty day of readings where it was like I read for 6 people over the course of where I was at the shop I was at, but just really hyper emotional, just like dragging everything to the surface kind of reading. And then to me, like when I left there, I was like, holy shit, like I really need therapy. No, I need therapy. And then on Monday morning, I actually had therapy, but for some reason that like knocked me out too. And then the past 3 days, I've just been dead, like just like emotionally, mentally dead. And I was talking to my dad the other day because, I was explaining to him like how I felt like I have no energy. I've been doing some like light divination like in my downtime, but for the most part I have nothing. And I think it was like Monday and Tuesday I spent both days with my partner, which was amazing. But like neither of us had anything to give. Like we were just like bleh, just like I couldn't put sentences together, make decisions, any of that. And I was talking to my dad about it, and he brought up a good point. He was like, you would work on this show. When I was a showrunner for television, he was like, you would work on this TV show and you'd give all you've got and you'd work like 90 to 100-hour weeks for like months straight, and then you would book a ticket to come home to see us. And he was like, you'd be sitting at the kitchen table with a glass of wine in your hand, and you'd be like, I'm so sorry, I can't put a sentence together, I'm here and that's all I got. And he was like, maybe that's what this is about, that you've just been running, or there's been such big energy that's been culminating. And then when that energy culminates and it hits that point, then you're like that, So it's like that kind of a feeling where you're like, okay, I'm done, I'm spent. And sometimes you kind of have to build that energy to get back to where you were in the first place. But I wanted to do a draw for that because I feel like that energy is out there, that a lot of people are feeling just the meh and the blah, of the season. But we're also in a retrograde at the same time. But we're in Aries season, and that Aries archetype is that big energy, that confidence, big hugs. Like, you can't miss an Aries when they walk into the room. Hashtag Melody Heidman, my mom. But I just wanted to do a pull really quick because I'm like, how do we balance the energies? How do we bring ourselves from that really low energetic point back to really what our normal baseline is? So the current energy is Ingwas, which is interesting because, when I pull Ingwas normally, and this would be our current energy, it is that it's almost like fertility, abundance. Maybe it's a message to take advantage of the quiet time, go out and look around you. Yesterday was a really kind of shitty rainy day. But to kind of say that we actually did something in the past couple of days, my partner and I went on this hike, and it was nothing but fog and, it's just fog and rain, but getting out there, walking a really normally beautiful hike and just kind of like being in nature, like while you're in that spot of like trying to get your energy back to the baseline, maybe it is time for some gratitude. And I will say this, the new moon in Aries / solar eclipse was not a time for manifesting. And for anyone who did manifest during that time, like be really careful about what you put together, because even if you felt amazing and like my reading doesn't apply to you, the energy is still the energy. You don't manifest during a Mercury retrograde either, but what you do instead is you show gratitude for what you have and you make a list. So maybe today, if you have a couple minutes, make a gratitude list for the things that you feel really good about, and then make a list even about the things that you feel kind of like about, right? That you're like, oh, it could be better. Don't make a list of things that you're unhappy about, like stay away from that, but just stick to the gratitude part. So that's current energy. Your challenge or opportunity is joy. Wunjo is, I feel like this is a very simple reading where it's like, find the simple joys in your life, like try to really hold on to the things that make you feel nourished, pay attention to that energy right now as you're struggling to kind of get back to your baseline, or you're just finding, you know, your way back to your baseline. And then the outcome is Dega, which is breakthrough. And I really like this rune because it's really about having those aha moments. Just recently I took about 10 days off just because I was so exhausted, and this was last month, and I felt like I was experiencing compassion fatigue just because I was seeing person after person after person after person. And if I didn't have the energy to hold space, you know, I needed to kind of like take a moment. But when I came out of that, I think it was like day 7 of resting, of going out into nature, of doing things that were taking care of myself, I started having like big hits of downloads of information. And I feel like it's the same thing as you are, you know, busy building your gratitude list, right? Like taking the time to be grateful for what you have, finding simple joy, you know, wherever you can while you're struggling to kind of get back to your baseline, or taking the steps back to your baseline. You will eventually not only get back to that baseline, but you're also going to have aha moments, have those breakthroughs. And it could be an aha moment in a struggle that you're having, or your energy, or even finding joy in something, or even realizing that like you're gonna be okay. It's like worrying about, I know it's like tax season right now, and we're I can't remember the date is today, but it's like coming up on like April 15th, and it's like money's just flying out of our asses at this point. And I think a lot of people are probably worried, and it's like, let yourself just kind of be open to simplicity for a while so that you can come back to this place of breakthrough, and step back into your energy, but not just with like the baseline, but actually with like that big aha moment, like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to dive back into life again. But just to kind of recap it really quick, gratitude list. Joy. Do something small for yourself, like give yourself a treat, and take the time that it's going to take to really come back to who you are and where you're at. And for me, it's like I do feel myself slowly returning back to that point. You know, I'm reading today, I'm actually reading every day now at this point. So it's like, you know, there's this, it's almost like the beginning of my week. And so I'm like, I took Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to just kind of like sit tight, relax, like spend time with the ones I love, like, you know, just like really recalibrate and get myself back up to the place where I want to be, so I can, you know, be on for other people and hold space for them. So, but good luck, and let me know how this post-eclipse moment is for you. Just keep in mind that as you are doing any spell work or gratitude, just try not to manifest a lot right now. I think that the retrograde is over, I want to say on the 25th, and give it a couple days, maybe by like the 30th, to come back into manifestation. So, or manifesting the things that you really want. Kind of wait till the end of the month to do that. So good luck and have a good one.